gentlemen, welcome to the post-game press conference for the EuroBasket 2022 quarter-final game between Spain and Finland. Final score 190. Spain advanced to the semi-finals of the competition. For the first part of this press conference, we're joined by Sean Huff and Lassi Tuovi, the captain and the head coach of Team Finland. Sean, first, could you please share your thoughts on the game?
You see why Spain is always so tough. You know, they never give up, and you know, we gave it a good shot, but in the end, you know, we weren't able to take care of the ball. You know, partially because Spain has, you know, good pressure on the ball and pressure situations. They were able to get steals, and then this was tough. We weren't, you know, we couldn't convert those possessions into shots. So it makes it makes the marginals for us a lot smaller, and you have to give it to Spain. You know, they were down a lot, and they still, you know, showed the character, showed the spirit to come back. And I don't think it was a bad game from us. I just think today Spain was better.
Thank you. And coach, could we also have a statement from you?
Yeah. First of all, congratulations for Spain. As Sean said, once again, they are in top 4, and there's a reason. Even they have a lot of new players, so credit for them, especially how they came back at the end of the second and then third quarter. It was impressive, and for some reason we couldn't answer very quickly, so we gave them a lead, and that's a big momentum in the ball game. At the end, we didn't give up neither, and I need to be just honestly very proud about my teams and players today.
Thank you. Let's now open the floor to the questions from the media. We'll first take the questions in English, then the questions in Finnish if there are some. And may I also please remind you to state your name and the media you work for before asking your question. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Good afternoon, José Ramón Alba, de Baser CP. Question for Huff. If this was your last game, as long as the last game for Petteri, how difficult was that see to Spain, that it's a powerhouse in Europe, but talked about that it's not his best time, make a comeback like he did and make it in your last game in the national team, and how do you see the team of Spain for the next rounds of the tournament? Thanks.
I mean, Spain they're adaptable, you know. They were losing to Lithuania, they came back and won, and they were losing to us and they came back and won. So they have definitely the spirit of a champion, and the guys, you know, even inside the game, they're able to make adjustments and believe in themselves. And this, you know, this shows character, but this shows also a history of a team that has a lot of success. And so they've been in those situations. I have to remind that Finland, we haven't. This is our first time in the top 8 in 50 years. So just to be here and, you know, have a puncher's chance against a powerhouse like Spain, I told the guys, you know, after the game, all the players, that they can be proud of themselves. You know, hold your head up high. Like you left everything on the court, but today Spain was better.
Thank you. Any more questions in the back? And then we'll take this one.
Question again for Sean. Can you explain a little bit what are the main differences you see in Finnish basketball today at the end of your career compared to when you started playing for the national team?
We have better players. I don't know. I mean, we have better players, and I think that's the simple answer. But you know, it starts. You know, you build a culture. It starts, you know, with conditions, you know, coaching and staff, and you build a culture of, you know, practice and togetherness and winning, and you get hungry as you start winning, and you get to believe in yourself, and that's how you do it. And you try to build every year, and the young guys on this team, they don't remember when we used to play, me and Petteri, in the B division, and we tried to qualify for a chance to qualify for the championship. So it's good. The young players, they don't remember this, so when they come up here, they're already hungry for more, and I think this is also an important thing.
Thank you. There was a question here.
Jonas Miklovas, basketnews.com. Question to coach. It's about the 3 veterans, 2 on your team, Petteri Koponen, Sean Huff, and also about Rudy Fernandez. two of them are older than you are actually, and seeing the way they perform in this kind of level, just what can be said from your side about them?
At least I look older.
I don't know about that.
Well, this is our last press conference. So. Well, impressive. I think all of them are the names in the European basketball that we will miss one day, and I just say that having captain like this and a veteran like Koponen and being able to coach their last game, it's an honor. That's everything I can say.
Thank you. Here, we have one more question here.
Hello, I'm from Dunk Shoot magazine, Japan. We are very looking forward to seeing you next year in Japan and maybe Philippines and Indonesia. And how would you like to develop this team for World Cup next year? Thank you.
We are doing it every minute. We are making turnovers which we don't make next summer. We are giving minutes, experience nights with the team in the hotel for the young guys here in Berlin. So we are automatically doing it. And then we just need to get players to the better leagues and play in tougher games, and coaches to coach in the tougher leagues and tougher games, and then we will be more ready.
Thank you. Any more questions in English? Are there any questions in Finnish? No? Well, that concludes the first part of the press conference. Thank you, Sean, and congratulations on your career. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The second part with Spain will start shortly. Welcome back to the post-game press conference for this EuroBasket 2022 quarterfinal between Spain and Finland. Final score 190. Spain advanced to the semifinals of the competition. In this second part, we're joined by William Hernan Gomez and head coach Sergio Scariolo of Team Spain. Willie, before the game, I think you were taking Finland very seriously. You expected a tough game. It was a tough game. Could you please share your thoughts on how you were able to win that one?
Good night, everyone. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Finland because they did an unbelievable job all tournament. They have talent. They play really, really good. So today for us it was a hard battle. Tough matchups for us. I think we try to do our best. Try to contain them 3-point shots. They still make those shots. But I think our first half it was really bad. We come and we start again not with the right mentality, and then at the halftime we gotta be us. We gotta do our job defensively, offensively. We got the stops, then we run, and it was more like us. So I'm happy because we go to the next round. The guys they give everything. We have a guy 35 years old like Rudy who give everything that he got. And it's something unbelievable. We gotta enjoy this moment and go for more.
Thank you. Coach, could you also give us an opening statement, please?
Sure. Well, I got to join Willie in showing my respect to Team Finland. Had a great tournament, played up to their best tonight. Our idea was to try to guard, of course, Markkanen without leaving too much freedom to some of the other guys, especially the ones who were so brilliant in the first part of the tournament, like Maksuni, Salin, and Kuponen. And I think when we calmed down a little bit, especially offensively, we understood that we had to share the ball better. Our shooting selection should have been much better. Actually, in first half, we had just 18 assists. We had 17 in the second. And they scored 19 points off our bad offense in the first half. And in fast break, in transition, they scored 0 in the second half. I think that those are the number. We had a bad slump the second half of the first quarter. And from then on, we started to dig, step by step. In the locker room, we made some adjustment, but basically the players showed trust, and they were believing in the comeback, and they actually show it with facts at the beginning of the third quarter. We had an unbelievable start, and that's it. I mean, we showed one more time cohesiveness, toughness. Generosity. We shared the ball well and very well in the second half. We had many open looks. We made most of them. And at the end of the day, this is what you can ask to a team which is so inexperienced and so new in this kind of engagements, right? Togetherness, stick to the game plan, trust yourself, don't lose your concentration, don't lose your faith into your teammates, into your team. Keep working, keep fighting, and get to the end with options to win. And one more time, we did it.
Thank you. We can now take the questions from the media first, the questions in English, then in Spanish if there are some here.
Donatas Urbanas, basketnews.com. Coach, sometimes watching Rudy, it feels like he's playing as this game is his last one, wearing Spanish national team jersey. Might it be the case in this EuroBasket? And the next question, watching Rudy doing Dennis Rodman things, going out of bounds, diving for these balls, how do you feel just watching it?
Well, I don't think he's gonna quit after this. I mean, I would be surprised, honestly, because he's playing his best championship ever, right? Why should you quit? I mean, if you wanna play safe, you might say, okay, I cannot do any better, but this is not Rudy. I mean, I expect him to, if he's healthy, to keep playing and he's enjoying. I mean, his role into this team is probably different from any other role he ever had in any other team. And this is nice to enjoy because it's trying a brand new experience, right? And then, well, I taught him to go for Daibo. I mean, what can I tell you? I mean, it's amazing. I mean, and then he has a bad back, bad neck, bad knee, bad everything, but he's not scared. He goes on the floor, he gets into those early third quarter steals like 18 years old kid. He's leading by example in the more whole way of the word. So what can I tell him? It's a great lead for his teammates, especially in tough moments. We got to use him with, probably we overuse him against Lithuania. We played him even, I mean, closer to 30 minutes, which was crazy actually. Next day, he stayed in the ice the whole day. But I think tonight we could manage it to keep him in 18. And so we are hoping him to still have energies to throw on the floor in the next game.
Thank you. Next question.
Thank you. Steven Jurgensen of Sportbild magazine. Willie, I wanted to ask you, your family has roots, or your mother has roots in Germany. What does it mean for you to play in Germany, and what's your relationship to Germany?
I mean, it's very special for me to be here in Germany. My mom is from Köln. All her family is from there. So, you know, it's always amazing to come back to Germany. I feel like this is my second home. I love the people here, the food, everything, you know, and you guys treat me really well. So I feel great, you know. Hopefully the fans, they keep supporting us. And, you know, my mom, she's here as well, you know, watching the games, and then during the day off, enjoying her country as well. So it's amazing.
Thank you. Next question in the back. Yes, Jeff.
Jeff Taylor, FIBA Media. Willie, just to kind of expand on the importance of Rudy to this team, the tradition, but more so the example that he sets on a daily basis, and especially in those difficult moments. Do you feel this rubbing off on the performance on the other players? Because it just feels like he kind of like lights the touch paper. He's like a spark that just takes you guys to a different level.
I mean, I think you're right. Rudy is our captain, is our pillar. He's there. He's always going to be there in the good moments, in the bad moments, you know. And especially today, after a bad start in our first half, he was yelling at us and, you know, like trying to get everybody involved, try to get everybody react. And his experience, his legacy, you know, he been in playing professional with the national team. He accomplished everything that a player can win. So, you know, he's very important for us, and especially for a young team like us. We need a guy like Rudy. He's leading us. We're trying to learn as much as that we can from him, and he's giving everything every single night, and we need to do that. So we're very thankful to have a guy like Rudy giving everything in every game. You know, it's amazing.
Thank you. We can take 2 more questions in English, and then we'll move on to Spanish.
Question for Coach. Coach, most of your players are too young to know about Rudy Tomjanovic and the heart of the champion and all that. So, how do you manage to keep the institutional knowledge of knowing how to win even through the generational change that the team has to undergo?
Well, it's a good question, because if you don't know how our whole structure works, it's really hard to understand it, right? And to see. First of all, there is let's say a positive. I would say that the transmission, the legacy of certain players who have retired already. They're the legends of this team. But some of these players, fortunately, had time to spend competitions and summers and training camp with those guys, so they could absorb a little bit of that. And then, of course, another big part is how our teams grow from the bottom. So we have a very, very structured program, which we started basically 6-7 years ago, starting from the young categories like 14, 15, 16, 18, and we established a system, which is, of course, adding something different and new every year, every generation, every 1 or 2 years. But the way to play, the way to practice, the way to the principle, the main principle, a good part of the overall system, how we talk about what this shirt means for. I mean, there are a lot of stuff which we have been doing for many, many years, which is a lot of work, which is a lot of effort from many people, and we end up having competitive groups. So when they finish their youth age, they get into the, let's say, first the window team, like which have been performing the last 5 years, which was kind of back then a second team, and now is almost a first team because players are the same more or less, and this is something which happens step by step, year by year, and now we are extremely proud of it. This is what we are, because everybody asks us about how did you do it. This does not happen in nighttime. This is a consequence of a lot of work, of years, many people working, coaches, and of course, it comes from a great job in the teams, youth sections. They work a lot and they train this guy very well. So when we get them, we gotta just put them together following our principles. Unfortunately, the missing piece there is find a way for these guys to play when they finish their when they get 20, 21. But this is a different chapter where I'm sorry, I can't do anything, because every time I try to address the issue, I find hard walls, so I'm out.
Thank you. Final question in English and then in Spanish.
Jonas Miklovas, basketnews.com. Coach, you just told us about the system of Spain, how it is successful, and the incredible feature, that's 11th time in a row when you reach the semifinal. Since 1999, Spain reached all the semifinals. So just a question, is there plans of giving a chance for others in the future, or do you just plan on doing that all the time?
Listen, if others don't seize the opportunity this year, I don't know when they will be able to seize it, because we cannot go with the younger or with the less experienced team. I mean, we are here. I mean, you know what? To be in the there are different situations, right? Before we had a huge amount of talent. We had to handle it, we had to put it together, we had to make sure everybody was on the same page, make sure that everybody were behaving and playing with discipline, togetherness, overcoming their limits, especially defensively. Now it's a different situation with different needs, right? But at the end of the day, to be in a top 4 of a championship like this, where big teams are already left behind, for sure, with more, talent and size and experience than us, it is something great. Which doesn't mean we don't want to keep competing. Of course, this is within our nature, is our identity, right? But sometimes you got to stop a little bit and for a few hours, enjoy the moment, think which the predictions were before starting this championship. It was kind of a tsunami nightmare coming. And we said, listen, we might be this and that, but we will work, we will get together, we will try to put up a way to understand roles and what we have to do in offense, what we have to do in defense. We will be the not give up, never team. So we are trying to figure it out, and I think you got to give a lot of credit to these players because they are really getting really close, glazing the top of their possibilities.
Thank you. Ahora preguntas en castellano.
Hola, por aquí Emilio Escudero de ABC. Es una pregunta para los dos. Ha dicho Rudy en zona mixta que en el descanso ha tenido que echar una bronca, ha dicho así, en el vestuario. A Billy, ¿qué os ha dicho? Y a Sergio, si te ha aliviado mucho el trabajo y si después de eso no has tenido que decir mucho.
Bueno, al final he dicho antes, creo que Rudy como líder, como capitán y sobre todo por la experiencia que tienen de estos torneos y la confianza que tiene en nosotros. Él sabe que somos capaces de jugar mucho mejor de lo que hemos hecho en la primera parte, ¿no? Y tal vez hemos salido un poco nerviosos, cometiendo muchos fallos, no siguiendo el plan de partido como deberíamos. Y bueno, creo que nos ha venido muy bien, tanto la bronca de Rudy como la bronca de Sergio y al final pues que eso es lo que hace que espabilemos, que realmente se quiten los nervios, volvamos a ser nosotros, volvamos a jugar fluido, a pasarlo bien, a disfrutar, a defender todos juntos, a atacar todos juntos y al final se ve que esa somos la selección que realmente somos y que cuando movemos la bola, defendemos fuerte y disfrutamos todos, somos un buen equipo.
Bueno, realmente sí, porque yo incluso cuando le oía decía, hostia, se está pasando, ¿no? Un poco. Entonces yo no he tenido que levantar la voz ni un decibelio, porque solo me he limitado a decir las 4 cosas que teníamos que hacer en ataque, las 4 cosas que teníamos que hacer en defensa, no he tenido que añadir en ese momento broncas, porque dije, hostia, ya ese impacto emocional, digamos, de la exigencia, de la agresividad y de la reivindicación, ya la ha hecho el capitán. Yo ahí me limito como... Y es mucho más cómodo, evidentemente, ¿no? Cuando no tienes que solo tienes que pensar en decir lo que hay que hacer en ataque y en defensa para seguir y mejorar la segunda parte.
Thank you.
María Victoria Albertos de Mediaset, Sergio, Billy, para los dos. El cuento de hadas continúa y por 11ª vez consecutiva la selección española está en la lucha por las medallas. ¿Cómo valoráis esto?
Decía antes, a veces hay que parar un momento, ¿no? y disfrutar, y valorarlo, exactamente la palabra, valorarlo porque, bueno, voy a traducir lo que he dicho antes en inglés, porque realmente el punto era que hay años en los que tienes una cantidad de talento, de talla, de experiencia. Siempre es difícil, porque luego hay que juntar a la gente, los jugadores tienen que sacrificar mucho porque están, digamos, todos son primeras espadas de equipos de NBA, de Euroliga, etcétera, y tienen que entrar en un rol bastante más pequeño. Es decir, entonces teníamos un poco ese problema, ¿no? Lo de cohesionarnos en una forma, digamos, eficaz y compacta como equipo, cosa que obviamente ahora también tenemos, pero por supuesto con armas técnicas y físicas diferentes, con un hambre probablemente alta, no quiero comparar, pero alta, y con obviamente una problemática diferente, la de buscar la forma de poder jugar en ataque y en defensa para sacar el máximo del equipo, ¿no? Y los jugadores de encontrar bien su rol, de saber lo que pueden hacer, lo que no pueden hacer. Y repito, estar en los primeros 4 en una competición de este nivel, con la premisa que teníamos, nos daban como todo el mundo, un décimo, noveno, la previsión eran esas, y con razón, la gente no hace previsiones hacia el tuntum o al azar. Entonces, hay gente que incluso la pagan para hacer, ¿no? Y bastante para hacer un poco esta clase de previsión. Y luego, bueno, luego se compite. Luego se baja a la cancha, sabemos que tenemos muchas limitaciones, pero intentamos superarlas y hasta ahora nos ha ido bien. Y te repito, es ya un gran mérito estar en los primeros 4 de un campeonato como este en el que se han quedado fuera equipazos, pero nuestra naturaleza es de competir y desde luego lo de competir no se vendrá abajo. Luego, por supuesto, cada turno es un nivel más alto de competición. Llegará un momento que nos daremos con abasto y que no llegaremos ahí. Y bueno, felicitaremos al rival y estaremos contentos igual, ¿no? Pero de momento esta es la fase en la que queremos todavía sacar el máximo, ¿no?, de lo que tenemos entre manos en esta edición del campeonato.
Thank you. We had one more here.
Hola, Juan Morenilla del País. Comentaba Sergio que uno de los aspectos clave ha sido en la segunda parte compartir más el balón, ¿no? Y hablabas de la diferencia en el número de asistencias, que además en el caso de Finlandia ha sido al revés, ha sido muy superior en la primera parte que en la segunda, ¿no? ¿Crees que eso ha sido una de las claves para remontar?
Sí, yo creo que de las 11 de Lorenzo, creo que 9, ¿no?, han sido, o 8 en la segunda parte, algo así. Y también al margen de la asistencia en sí, la pelota se ha movido bien con mucha generosidad, mucha disponibilidad a dar el pase al compañero abierto, mucha capacidad de renunciar a un tiro bastante bueno para encontrar uno mejor, y hemos encontrado al final tiros muy abiertos. Llevamos 3 de 17, ¿no?, y hemos terminado con 9 de 16 en la segunda, a memoria. Quiere decir que esos tiros liberados los hemos encontrado no tirándonos una castaña de tablero al segundo 24 de la posesión, sino buscando igual al segundo 23, sí, igual, pero moviéndola y buscando el compañero abierto, ¿no? Y esto, desde luego, tiene mérito.
Gracias. Última pregunta por ahí.
Buenas noches a los dos. José Ramón Alba de Baser CB. Para ti, Sergio, la labor de Alberto Díaz, que está siendo también clave en defensa, hoy ha sido junto a Rudy, lo has dicho antes, por eso también quiero destacar a Alberto, todo lo que lleva haciendo, repescada a última hora, siendo clave desde la fase de grupos, y hoy también ha tenido un papel especial. Lo tuvo contra Lituania, lo tuvo contra Turquía, pero hoy, aunque haya sido en menos medida, también ha sido importante. Y para ti, Billy, ya lo habéis comentado antes, pero en la zona mixta decías lo de seguimos, cuando estáis ganando, cuando está el descanso, os suena la canción de Quédate, es este EuroBasket, el ritmo de que quiere que os quede, no solo el todo, sino que la competición como tal os pide que os quede y al final acabáis remontando para ganar. Gracias.
Bueno, Alberto es el típico ejemplo de un poco lo que decía antes, ¿no? Llevo años entrenándolo, conociéndolo, sé que es una clase de persona especial y que aunque estaba con su equipo, lo hemos podido llamar y lo hemos encontrado. En primer lugar, ya ha recuperado físicamente. En segundo lugar, ni me había hecho terminar la primera frase que ya estaba diciéndome dónde está el pasaje del avión, ¿no? Y cuando lo que la gente piensa fuera de este equipo, ¿no?, que todo ese retropensamiento de que no, entonces me has descartado antes, ¿no?, que no tiene nada que ver con la mística de este equipo, con lo que son los valores de este equipo. Este realmente es un equipo en los que están en la ventana pelean, luchan, ganan las ventanas, y si se siguen en el campeonato como este año, mucho de ello, muy bien. Y si no, no. Y volverán a la ventana con motivación, con ganas, con garra, con ilusión, porque se sienten parte de un gran equipo. Y llevar esa camiseta es una responsabilidad y un honor para ellos, ¿no? En el caso específico de Alberto, por mi parte, la seguridad que podía llevar a cabo un rol defensivo extraordinario, porque es un extraordinario defensor. Por supuesto, me está sorprendiendo también, ¿no?, porque esa confianza que está recibiendo la está devolviendo sobradamente también, metiendo tiros importantes. Y a partir de ahí, obviamente, tenemos un arma más para, sobre todo, partidos exigentes a nivel físico, donde otros pequeños nuestros defensivamente sufren, ¿no? Igual adelante pueden meter alguna canasta, como Darío, ¿no?, que de vez en cuando tiene sus momentos de lúcida locura, donde nos saca un poco del atasco, ¿eh? Pero luego necesitamos también esa opción de poder jugar con Alberto y Lorenzo también, para descargar un poquito de Lorenzo de toda la presión que tiene encima, que todos los equipos empiezan desde el minuto 1 a por él, y viene bien, ¿no?, que tenga este apoyo, este hombro muy eficaz en Alberto.
Thank you. We have the permission to take this was a question for Willie as well. This is 2 in 1.
Que era de... Bueno, es una canción más que tenemos del playlist, ¿no?, que ha metido Joel Parra. Y un poco como ha hecho Sergio, creo que ahora es momento de disfrutar y ver dónde estamos, lo que hemos conseguido, lo que estamos logrando. y sobre todo destacar de la mentalidad del grupo, que es que queremos más. No nos conformamos con esto, tenemos una oportunidad delante nuestra. Vamos a disfrutar, vamos a saborear, ¿no?, el estar entre los 4 primeros equipos y a preparar bien el siguiente partido.
Thank you. So this one is the final. We could take la última pregunta. ¿Queréis?
Sergio,
No te veo.
aquí para colgados del aro, que si no Toñi me mata. Oye, ¿tienes la sensación, mira, a ver, que me escuchen, que para colgados del aro, Sergio, que te decía que tienes la sensación, mira que hemos hecho cosas difíciles, os habéis hecho cosas difíciles, ganar medallas olímpicas, ganar el Campeonato del Mundo, pero que puede haber sido el trabajo más complicado y más difícil que has desarrollado en toda tu trayectoria en la selección?
No lo sé, como decía antes, las dificultades son diferentes. Porque antes había una labor complicada de acoplamiento, de roles, de momentos, digamos, de gestión de personalidades. Esta vez quizás un poco más a nivel técnico y tal, pero al fin y al cabo yo no percibo la dificultad, percibo el disfrute de poder divertirme, ¿no?, con este grupo de jugadores. Por supuesto, la dificultad son luego los partidos cuando tiene que competir contra rivales de gran talla, de gran talento, de gran experiencia, pero en el día a día, en el hora a hora, es muy divertido porque todo el mundo cree en lo que estamos haciendo, todo el mundo está con ganas de ayudar al compañero, no veo egoísmo, no veo gente que juega menos o que tira menos, que tenga malas caras. Es decir, el grupo es sano y por supuesto eso desde luego ayuda a que puedes proponerle, mira, hoy hacemos la 5 en zona y 1 en hombre. Y dice, ¿cómo? Si somos 5, pues da igual. Creemos y lo intentamos. Es decir, es más fácil, honestamente. En ese sentido es más fácil. Las dificultades son de diferente tipo en cada situación.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Willy, for your time. Gracias a todos. This concludes the second part of the first press